Today on MTG Unpacked, we're getting stuck into the new starter commander deck, First Flight. So the commander here is Isperia Supreme Judge. And this is an Azorius deck that is white-blue. So welcome to Commander. What do you get? 100 card deck, deck box, 10 double-sided tokens, strategy insert, and reference card. Okay, so let's get into it. So these go for about $19.99 US, and card value currently hovering around 50 bucks. So decent value here. And so let's see what we get. The deck is tucked in here. We got some punch outs here as well for tokens. We've got the flyer. And in this sleeve we have a deck box, so let's take a look at this. And they're sort of flimsy, but yeah, okay, I'm not going to be able to put that together. There we go. So you could probably fit a sleeved deck in there quite comfortably, although that would be the first thing I'd be upgrading if you're getting one of these. Get something more sturdy. Okay, so the flyer, talking about playing the deck, so you're going to have sphinxes, a lot of flying creatures. So there we go, commander rules if you're new to the format. And then on the other side we've got some lore here about Isperia Supreme Judge. So this is the Sphinx commander. So let's fold this up and get into the deck itself. So if you are new to Magic, this is a great starting point. If you're a seasoned player, you might find these to be a bit underpowered because they are just all reprinted cards, so nothing new here. Okay, so we'll separate out the mana base. Should be about there. And then the deck itself, let's take a look at what we got. So we have a foil etched commander, Isperia Supreme Judge, legendary creature Sphinx. It's a mythic 6/4 for 6 mana with flying. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. Alright, next up we got Archon of Redemption, creature Archon 3/4 for 5 with flying. Whenever Archon of Redemption or another creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain life equal to that creature's power. Okay, so we're doing life gain as part of this deck. Cartographer's Hawk, creature bird 2/1 for 2 with flying. When it deals combat damage to a player who controls more lands than you, return it to its owner's hand. If you do, you may search your library for a plains card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Cleansing Nova, sorcery for 5, choose one, destroy all creatures, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Ameria Angel, creature angel 3/3 for 4 with flying, has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying. And we've got a planeswalker here, mythic Gideon Jura, legendary planeswalker. Gideon 6 loyalty for 5 is +2. During target opponent's next turn, create that creatures that player controls attack Gideon Jura if able. -2, destroy target tapped creature. And the 0 ability here, so you just activate that by saying so. You don't actually have to pay the loyalty here. Until end of turn, Gideon Jura becomes a 6/6 human soldier creature that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to him this turn. So planeswalkers, think of it as like another player that you control. The 6 here is the life total they start with. You can pick one of these loyalty abilities on each turn. So you're going to do a +2, -2, or no change to the loyalty, and that will allow you to carry out that ability. So there is Gideon. We've got Hanged Executioner, creature spirit 1/1 for 3 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, and for 3 and a white, exile it. You get to exile target creature. Okay, so creating tokens is another thing common with white. We've got Remorseful Cleric, creature spirit cleric 2/1 for 2 with flying. And if you sacrifice it, you get to exile target player's graveyard. That would be good against the starter decks that are using graveyard synergies. We've got Saphara Sky's Blade, legendary creature, Angel, 7/7 for 7. You may pay white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying rather than pay this spell's mana cost. As flying and lifelink, other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. Nice! And we've got Steel Plume Marshal, creature bird soldier, 3/3 for 5 with flying. Whenever it attacks other attacking creatures you control with flying, get +2/+2 until end of turn. Seems like we've mostly got flying creatures here, so that's good. Storm Herd, sorcery for 10. What? Create X, 1/1 white, Pegasus creature tokens with flying, where X is your life total. Oh dear, that's going to be crazy. Alright. We've got True Conviction, enchantment for 6. Creatures you control have double strike and lifelink. Angler Turtle, creature turtle, 5/7 for 7, hexproof. Creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able. We got Biden of Thassa, legendary enchantment artifact for 4. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card, and for 1 and a blue, tap creatures your opponents control attack this turn if able. So I think the idea is to get your opponents attacking into something that they don't necessarily want to. Diluvian Primordial, creature avatar, 5/5 for 7 with flying. When it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may cast up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard. Nice, without paying its mana cost. If a spell cast this way will be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. And Ever Watching Threshold, enchantment for 3. Whenever an opponent attacks, if they attack you and or a planeswalker you control, draw a card. Fairy Formation, creature fairy, 5/4 for 5, flying for 3 and a blue. Create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying, draw a card. Gravitational Shift, enchantment for 5. Creatures with flying get +2/+0. Creatures without flying get -2/-0. That's pretty cool. And a Mythic Inspired Sphinx, creature Sphinx, 5/5 for 7, flying. When it enters battlefield, draw cards equal to the number of opponents you have, and for 3 and a blue, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Sharding Sphinx, artifact creature Sphinx, 4/4 for 6 with flying. Whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Okay, so artifact creatures as well. Okay, Sphinx of Enlightenment, creature Sphinx, it's a mythic. 5/5 for 6 with flying. When it enters battlefield, target opponent draws a card and you draw 3 cards. Wind Reader Sphinx, creature Sphinx, 3/7 for 7, flying. Whenever a creature with flying attacks, you may draw a card. Absorb, instant for 3, counter target spell, you gain 3 life. Okay, so I was wondering if we'd see any control sort of spells here. We've got Skycat, Sovereign Creature, Elemental Cat, 1/1 for 2, flying. It gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. And this is the fun bit for 2, white and blue. Create a 1/1 white Catbird creature token with flying. Hopefully we'll see the Catbird token. Sphinx's Revelation, a mythic. Instant for X, white and 2 blue. You gain X life and draw X cards. Time Wipe, sorcery for 5. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Then destroy all creatures. And we've got a random land chucked in here. Moorland Haunt. Tap 4 colors for white and blue. Tap, exile a creature card from your graveyard. You get to create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Port Town, another land. As it enters battlefield, you may reveal a plains or island card from your hand. If you don't, it enters battlefield tap. Tap for white or blue. Prairie Stream, tap for white or blue. Enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Temple of Enlightenment, enters tapped. When it enters battlefield, scry 1, tap for white or blue. Avon Gagglemaster, creature bird warrior, 4/3 for 5 with flying. When it enters battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. Craziness. Banishing Light, enchantment for 3. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Condemn, instant for a single white. Put target attacking creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Its controller gains life equal to its toughness. Crush Contraband, instant for 4. Choose one or both, exile target artifact, exile target enchantment. Disenchant, instant for 2. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. And Generous Gift, instant for 3. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. And Kanji's Lieutenant, creature bird soldier 1/1 for 3 with flying. Whenever it attacks, attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. Has Encore for 5 and a white. So basically you're creating token copies attacking the opponent. They gain haste, sack them at the beginning of the next end step. Alright, Rally of Wings, instant for 2. Untap all creatures you control. Creatures you control with flying get +2/+2 until end of turn. Soul Snare, enchantment for a single white. Pay white, sack it, exile target creature that's attacking you or a planeswalker you control. Ooh, Swords to Plowshares, this is a good one. Instant for a single white. Exile target creature its controller gains life equal to its power. Okay, so the rest of the deck here. We have Vow of Duty, enchantment aura for 3, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has vigilance and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. Aetherize, instant for 4, return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Counterspell, instant for 2, counter target spell. Here's some of the control spells. Favorable Winds, enchantment for 2, creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. Negate, instant for 2, counter target non-creature spell. Tide Skimmer, creature Drake, 2/3 for 4 with flying. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures with flying, draw a card. Warden of Evos Isle, creature bird wizard, 2/2 for 3 with flying. Creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. And that's pretty helpful because a bunch of the flyers here cost a fair bit of mana. Winged Words, sorcery for 3. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. Draw 2 cards. Empyrean Eagle, creature bird spirit, 2/3 for 3 with flying. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. Cloud Blazer, creature human scout, 2/2 for 5 flying. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. We've got Jubilant Skybonder, creature human wizard, 2/2 for 3 flying. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponents cast that target this creature cost 2 more to cast. So that's sort of like a ward effect. Kanji Sky Warden, legendary creatures bird wizard, 3/3 for 5 flying and vigilance. Whenever it attacks, attacking creatures with flying get +2/+0 until end of turn. And whenever it blocks, blocking creatures with flying get +0/+2 until end of turn. Migratory Route, sorcery for 5, create 4 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, and it has basic land cycling 2. Staggering Insight, enchantment aura for 2, enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Thunderclap Wyvern, creature Drake, 2/3 for 4, flash and flying. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. So flash is basically you can cast it on your opponent's turn. Arcane Signet, artifact for 2, tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. You see those quite a bit in Commander. Azoria Signet, artifact for 2, pay 1, tap, add white and blue mana. Commander's Sphere, artifact for 3, tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. And if you sacrifice it, draw a card. Hedron Archive, artifact for 4, tap for 2, colorless for 2, tap, sack it, draw 2 cards. Pilgrim's Eye, artifact creature Thopter, 1/1 for 3 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Sky Diamond, artifact for 2, enters battlefield, tap, tap for blue. Sky Scanner, artifact creature Thopter, 1/1 for 3, flying. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. And the ever popular Soul Ring, artifact for 1, tap for 2, colorless. We've got Talisman of Progress, artifact for 2, tap for colorless, tap to add white or blue, it deals 1 damage to you. And Thought Vessel, artifact for 2, you have no maximum hand size, that's cool. Tap for colorless mana. Okay, so that's the bulk of the deck. Now we'll take a look at the mana base, starting with the non-basic lands. So we have Coastal Tower, enters battlefield tap, type for white or blue. Command Tower, another land, tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Meandering River, enters tap, tap for white or blue. Sajiri Refuge, enters tapped. When it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life, tap for white or blue. Tranquil Cove, enters tapped. When it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life, tap for white or blue. And then we have Basic Plains, 15 of those, and Basic Islands, 15 of those. Okay, so then we'll take a look at the tokens here. So this is the Catbird token I was talking about earlier. The cutest token in Magic, 1/1 with flying. And on the other side, we've got a 1/1 with flying Thopter. So we're probably getting, oh no, this Catbird on the other side has a 1/1 flying Spirit. So we've got the Catbird and 1/1 flying Fairy on the other side. A 1/1 flying Bird with a 1/1 flying Thopter, Bird, and a 1/1 Spirit. Another Bird, Spirit, Bird, and a Fairy token. Okay, Pegasus, 1/1. Surprised they didn't give you more of these, because that seems like you could churn out tons. Flying, 1/1 Thopter on the other side. Here's the 3/3 elephant we're looking for. And on the other side, we've got a 1/1 Thopter. Okay, so here's another Pegasus and a 1/1 Fairy on the other side. And the parts of your turn, popular Magic formats. Okay, so this deck looks like a lot of fun, lots of flying creatures. A couple of control strategies here that's basically preventing your opponents from doing stuff. But mostly it's about the flying creatures and reducing the cost of those, pumping them up, creating lots of tokens. So looks pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deck. And stay tuned, we've got a couple more of these decks to go. We've already looked at 2 before this. Link in the corner to the playlist so you can check those out. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.